It's been just over a week now since I went to see the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and I still think about the events that occurred in that movie at least twice a day. It really was a die-hard Mario fan's dream come true. If I saw this movie when I was still in elementary school, I would have thought it was the best thing I've ever watched on screen for years and years. No, legit. That opinion probably wouldn't have changed until I was maybe a sophomore in high school at the earliest. All the amazing references to not just Mario games, but other big Nintendo franchises as well, the background music, and very solid voice acting from all the main cast. But it's no surprise that what stuck out to me more than anything was Luigi's role in this movie. I mean, come on, In case you forgot the name of my channel already, that's, My hyperfixation on this lean green fighting machine will never waver. Charlie Day really did a great job at bringing this character to life on the big screen, but there is one main thing I think could have made his portrayal of Luigi essentially perfect, that it felt like the movie missed the mark on a bit. Before I get into that though, let's start with the good. Obviously, quick spoiler warning to those who haven't seen this movie yet, because I will be talking about everything that involved Luigi in this movie. Right from the get-go, this movie does a great job at encapsulating Luigi's core personality traits. From his cowardly nature, where Mario needed to defend him from both Spike and Francis the dog, to his clumsiness as well, as seen when he and Mario had to run to their client's house. Luigi was tripping over a bunch of stuff while not being able to keep up with Mario's speed. Both these traits have always been major staples to his character throughout just about every single Mario title since the GameCube era at least. Luigi's Mansion games showing how scared he can get, while the more platforming focused games has him as the much more slippery character who can sometimes even be tough to control. This in particular mainly being evident in the Super Mario Galaxy games where he can slide really far after he's done running. It's just amazing to me how all of this was so well established all before the brothers even got transported to the Mushroom Kingdom. Speaking of this transport, I'm sure we all know that Luigi got teleported to the Darklands, where he's eventually taken hostage by some Shy Guys so they can bring him to Bowser. As the transport balloon is about to take off, Luigi remembers a moment from he and Mario's childhood, where Luigi was building a block castle at the playground and a kid knocks it over just to be a dick. Luigi, being the timid person he is, doesn't defend himself right away, so Mario has to swoop in and get the kid to back off. This was the flashback meant to set up Luigi's climax to his character. Although he obviously loves his big brother for helping him so much all these years, he no longer wants this to be a regular occurrence that happens. He begins to feel a sense of guilt and or shame while looking at the ropes tied around his wrists. It's like, oh, I'm getting in trouble again, and Mario has to bail me out. He wants to be able to stand on equal footing with his brother rather than be looked down upon by the rest of the world as just a lesser Mario, if you will. Now, some may think I'm reading too deep into this, and that's definitely possible because I'm obviously a giant Mario head, but I'd like to think other Mario heads may have come to similar conclusions as well. Here's the issue with this flashback and just Luigi's role in this movie after his kidnapping in general: the unfortunate fast pacing. I bet I sound like a broken record to those who have watched other reviews on the internet for this movie and they've said the same thing. However, it's a very valid criticism. The moment those brothers got teleported to the Mushroom Kingdom, the pacing for this movie went from pretty normal to Mach 5 speed. A Roadrunner on steroids type of fast. I feel like for Luigi's eventual character climax for this movie to have hit a bit more and have a little bit more impact to it, especially for more casual Mario fans, there either needed to be a second flashback of them as babies or younger kids, or the first flashback should have had some kind of like mini montage of sorts where it's just Mario saving Luigi's butt from certain situations over and over without fail, like as they're growing up. Because essentially from that moment to before Mario saves him from falling into lava, Luigi's screen time is spent in a cage listening to his crazed prison mates or briefly getting tortured by Bowser. Though I gotta give Luigi credit in that part in particular for gassing up Mario as a person, even if it meant taking some pain from Bowser. Once again goes to show how much he cares for Mario. And to be clear, this isn't one-sided love on Luigi's end, obviously. Mario never gets annoyed from having to bail Luigi out of stuff. He's just a nice guy like that and also loves his brother. The brotherly bond between these two was captured extremely well in this movie, even if the two of them were separated for quite a bit. It's probably one of the best iterations of their brotherly bond that I've seen across like the entire franchise, including the video games. I feel like the Luigi's Mansion series and maybe the Mario and Luigi games are the only ones that can kind of come close to being able to represent their love for each other so well. And the wedding scene where Tanuki Mario saves Luigi was one of the best examples of this. The way the two of them hugged, Mario on the verge of tears while holding Luigi's face, telling him they can get through anything as long as they're able to stick together. One could perhaps see that as a tad corny or cliche, but I'd have to disagree. That was one of the only moments in the movie where I almost shed a tear, and it's pretty difficult for me to do that while watching anything funny, to be honest. Luigi being saved wasn't the end-all be-all for the movie, of course. Bowser still had to be dealt with. Once everyone got teleported to Brooklyn, Luigi, who was still scared, found cover in a dumpster while Mario got pummeled by Bowser a bit. However, Mario refused to give up and was even willing to take a fire blast from Bowser head-on. Seeing this moment of courage from his big brother was the straw that broke the camel's back to get Luigi to fight back. Yes, Luigi can be a scaredy cat and still is in even more recent Mario games, but it's the fact that he still fights on despite being scared, especially if Mario's safety is involved. I just couldn't help but smile ear to ear when I saw Luigi hold up that sewer plate to block Bowser's fire, repeating the words Mario told him earlier and how nothing can stop them as long as they stick together. Despite what their father said about Mario dragging Luigi down when they left the wrecking crew to start plumbing, it's exactly the opposite. Mario is Luigi's strength, his motivator to improve and go beyond expectations. But to circle back to the pacing issue, this moment would have felt a lot more impactful if new scenes were added to help elevate the build-up, or if certain scenes got extended by 10 to 30 seconds. The final battle in particular was also borderline perfect to me. The two brothers getting the power of the superstar was something I hoped would happen in the climax, and I'm so glad it did. And the two of them working together in perfect sync to stop Bowser and his army, just beautiful. Now, this might sound super nitpicky, but it felt a little odd to me how Luigi was able to just be on par with Mario in terms of movement and acrobatics right when he got the star power, whereas Mario, who was already more athletic to begin with, still had to do training at the Mushroom Kingdom to reach that level. I think being even slightly annoyed at this is more of a me problem, but I still wanted to put it out there anyway. Either way, it was very satisfying that Luigi was half the reason Bowser was taken care of. It would have sucked if Luigi couldn't get some kind of revenge on the guy who held him prisoner and ripped out part of his beautiful mustache. Peach even acknowledging Luigi's bravery in the end to further elevate this moment was a nice touch too. I don't know, I just really wish we got to just see him more. Call me crazy, but it feels odd to me that a movie with Super Mario Brothers in the title has more screen time with Donkey Kong in it than one of the actual Mario brothers. At least the two brothers now earned the respect they deserve from not only their families, but the people of Brooklyn as well, now being able to enjoy their new lives in the Mushroom Kingdom as the true Super Mario Brothers. I think that just about covers everything I wanted to cover here about Luigi. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about Luigi in this movie, or just the movie in general. I would love to know your thoughts. Don't be a stranger to hitting that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Mario/Nintendo content like this in the future. But for now, I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye-bye.